Hello guys, welcome back to TNO. It's been a while since I've played this mod, but we're going to be trying to restore democracy to Europe as Italy. You may think that we have no chance against Germany, and I would agree with you. Our performance in World War II was horrible to say the least. However, being on the winning side of World War II meant we have access to a vast empire surrounding the Mediterranean. Along with allies like Spain and Turkey, I wouldn't count us out just yet. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. TNO looks different. Where did all the borders go? Wait, I can't even see it when I click on the state. What? I can only see it if I do the right click. For some reason, the TNO devs have had the bright idea of removing borders. Just the hard border is gone. I can't even differentiate where a country starts and where a country stops. Where does Croatia begin and Italy end in this area? I could not tell you. After complaining about the map for about 10 more minutes, I then decided to actually look at my country. We're not democratic yet. However, fascism is fading very quickly in our country due to our leader being very liberal and the people just not liking it. And with that comes a lot of political turmoil and violence inside of our country. And then we've got the whole decisions tab for TNO. Oh my days, I have to figure out all this. Okay, so we got Empire Management. While I'm figuring out all of that, I would like to take this time to give an announcement. I have a face reveal video coming up on May 1st, okay? So mark your calendars, because you're going to see what I look like. Now, I'm not just doing it for the sake of it. I want to explain some changes that are not just coming to this channel, but to my YouTube career as a whole. Anyway, no spoilers just yet. You'll find out on May 1st. Okay, we're not going to war right now, so I'll cut back on military spendings. Fortunately, in this game, we can kind of tell when someone's going to declare war on us, so we don't, not like real life where it could just happen, so we don't really need to increase spending on the army. Our economy as Italy is also really good. We have a lot of control of the Middle East, which means we have a lot of oil, and that's very valuable in 1962. However, what is not doing so well are the far-flung regions of our empire, like the Horn of Africa, or East Africa I think it's called, and Algeria, and a lot of the Middle East. For some reason, they don't want to be a part of our empire. I mean, they could have been a part of Germany's, that would have been a lot worse. And it's not just our colonies that are looking to break away from our influence. Turkey and Spain, our allies, which we don't have any dominion over whatsoever, are not trusting us. So we hold this Malta conference to try and appease our allies, and well, we'll see how this goes. Iberian demands. They want to have equal access to the canal. You have held the canal for too damn long, he yelled. Why the hell should we, your ally, be forced to pay to use it? I didn't want to lose Iberia as an ally, so I tried to come to some sort of agreement with them, but it breaks down. Mostly because of this territory in Algeria. They hold actually like half of it, so you know, I think there's some dispute going on. I don't know why we're friends with them in the first place if this is the case. So that doesn't work, and then Turkey decides to speak up. Okay, what is Turkey demanding now? They were more concerned about territorial issues, mainly Rhode Island and Cyprus from Greece. However, these broke down as well. I genuinely tried to save them. I don't think there was a way you could, so I guess I just lost two of my biggest allies. Look how many cities are on the map, man. I can't read it, bro. Why? Look at the many cities there are. Once again, I've resorted to complaining about the map, but this is a valid argument. Look how many, this is a ridiculous amount of cities. I don't know what the TNO team are doing, man. Iberia and Turkey blame Italy, and they withdraw their delegates. Fun. The death of the triumvirate. Yeah, okay, so that actually killed the whole faction. And there it goes. So, if we have a look at the faction map mode, there is no faction. We have now declared war on Yugoslavia. Tito had his uprising, which was not hard to capitulate at all, but it just shows how bad our country is right now. Should be able to take their capital here. There we go. Easy defeat. We managed to repel the Turkish advance into... We were fighting Turkey? Okay. Well, apparently we were having a border conflict with Turkey. I didn't even realize until we won, but yeah. The Turkish president has sent his demands. What has he sent? Okay, well, we have no choice but to accept... I'm not sure exactly what I was accepting here, but I think we just lost a lot of the Middle East. Israel just annexed Transjordan. So we have Israel now. Our empire may be falling apart, but we would not be the only major power to suffer some catastrophes. You know, the German Civil War is about to happen next year. Lots of my colonies were rebelling, but there was one that I really didn't want to break away, and that was Egypt. However, there was a lot of activity going on there, and they were looking to break away, so I put all my resources into hoping that they wouldn't. At the same time, our government began voting on different reforms around the country. This would determine whether we stay fascist or commit to a more liberal regime like democracy or communist. I, of course, implemented these reforms, and we're on our way to democracy. Okay, we're heading towards democracy, thank gosh. Although these reforms will be good in the long run, right now all it does is cause political instability. Okay, Algeria is now suffering a crisis, so we can't have a supportive army apparently. Oh, we got the battle for Algeria. This would not be a head-to-head war, but a proxy war between our Algerian governments, and of course mine came out on top because I'm the GOAT. However, I had made the mistake of requesting their divisions, and so now my Algeria had no divisions to control, which sucked because I couldn't intervene in the war directly. So I panicked for a bit, but then I worked out that it was fine. I could just delete them and it wouldn't remove them, it would just give them back to Algeria. Greece has been gripped by chaos as partisan groups wreak havoc and come closer and closer to seizing control of the country with every day that passes. The collaborator government is equally worried as we are. It looks like we're losing Greece too. However, I was able to hold on to Algeria because I sent 5 volunteers there, so it was fine. Yeah, we won. Hey, we got it. Look. Yes. Okay, we won the war. All right. The Republic of Algeria. So they actually became independent. Well, look how nice we are. We're actually so nice. Well, I say independent, still under our control, just not as like a military state or whatever. There it is. Okay, Spear won the Civil War. Why? I've never seen this. The Ukrainian Socialist Soviet Republic is winning the Civil War. The Ukrainian Soviet Republic has won. Guys, it's the USSR. The USSR is back. USSR. Little did I know, this would actually be a little bit of foreshadowing for what's to come. Dissolve the black shirts. Yes, stability, we lose fascism support. Look at my credit rating. AAA. That's insane. And I didn't really do much. All I did was cut back spending and then just do tax cuts whenever I could. I mean, I could afford it, so like, why not? If inflation isn't doing too bad and debt to GDP is going down, is good, right? If debt goes... yeah, it should be good. You can actually see how vast our empire is with this infrastructure map. This is the only map that tells us. And shadow over the Horn. Our commitment to East Africa will become 0. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Okay. No longer. Okay, so Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, they've all just broken away. But I wasn't too worried about that. They were really far away, and it's like not really... they don't have much there, so I'm not worried. I had finally made it far enough down my focus tree that the leader would step down and the first election in a very long time would occur. The race begins, alright. I then proceeded to flip a coin to determine which party would win. Oh, it's tails. Alright, so Catholic movement. So it looks like we're doing Christian democracy, which if you didn't know was the party that was in charge of Italy during the Cold War most of the times. Okay, well I hate how these... alright, this is what I don't like. When they make these options obscure, so then I actually have to read all this. Like, why? Why? Jesus was the first socialist. In the name of God, these Bolsheviks must be stopped. The church shall support the party of Catholics. Yes, the church shall support the party of Catholics. Christians. Beautiful. Okay, so do we have a new leader? We do. Aldo Moro. For some reason, our flag nor our country name has changed. I don't know why. I think that this is actually perfect because there's going to be a slave revolt with Spear, which is a big deal because it weakens Germany so much and, you know, I might just side with the slaves. Who knows? The battle for Italy. Okay, USA, Italy, Japan. International leading. Kind of want to lean with the USA, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't 100% sure what this was, but I think if I leaned towards the USA and went inside the blue triangle, I would have joined the OFN. So I tried this, but no matter how many decisions I clicked to try and increase the USA influence, I could not get the dot inside of the blue triangle. Does America win it? Japan? Why did Japan win that one? I don't get it. Japan wins. How? How am I going to Japan? I'm not trying to! Oh my god! The thing is, I'm literally clicking all of the decisions to increase American influence and decrease Japanese influence, but then at the end of it, there's a random event that pops up, and every single time it was Japan. And look, now I'm closer to Japan on the triangle. It's crazy. It doesn't matter anyway. I didn't want to join the OFN anyway. I didn't want to restore democracy to Europe with America. I can do it on my own. So it looks like we're going to be doing whatever we're doing on our own. No help from the OFN or Japan or whatever. Look at this. The world calls, and we have a decision here. I'm going to do an Italy answers. Just realized the USA has Greenland. Did they always have Greenland? Or is that just because of recent events? At this point, it just became a waiting game. I was trying to keep my empire together. The slave revolt was going to happen any time now, and the Russians were going to unify into a single state. Although nothing was really happening, I was spending this time building up my army. Now I had over 1 million men, and it was enough to compare to Germany's, maybe even better after the slave revolt. Okay, I'm spending a lot on the army now because I'm making a big army. I might have to lay off 22 billion, but I still am making money, so it's okay. But then 4 years had passed and we got another election which came with a new focus tree. New focus tree. Oh, okay. Erase 1. Strikes spread across the country. Suddenly we were facing another crisis, but this one was a lot bigger and a lot more threatening. Today, the Italian nation woke up to tragic news. A bomb exploding in the bank in the Piazza Fontana, Milan, has killed 17 people and wounded several dozens. A young democracy threatened by radicalism. Dude, I think I have a stronger army than Germany. They have 84 divisions. I have 143. We started getting a few more civil wars around our colonies, but this one, Egypt, was a big deal, and I actually put in effort to try and save them. Surely we can kick out the Muslim Brotherhood. We might be able to. I managed to beat the Muslim Brotherhood, but there is another band of rebels led by Nasser. Yes, he is also in this timeline, and now we got to beat him. Our former prime minister was kidnapped, and then the end thing fired. You know, when you're supposed to finish the game. But we were far from finishing, okay? There's still a lot to do. We're not even finished our focus tree. And it's the end. Bro. I ended up holding on to Egypt, and it wasn't really as important as I thought it would be, and made no impact further in the game. I'm waiting for the slave revolt. I'm waiting for it. Because guess who's going to jump in support of the slaves? That's right, me. I'm going to stop recording now, and I'll jump back in when the slave revolt begins. It didn't take long, because by the start of the next year, the map had a lot more red. And I ended up making a few changes to try and make the game interesting. So I had to install this toolpack mod to actually make the world interesting. I created my own faction. If we have a look at the factions map mode, why is it called the Treaty of Vienna? Hang on, let me change hang on. The idea is that the Soviet Union reclaims these territories. I have my faction, and whatever happens with the slave revolt. And just like that, Germany has lost all of its hegemony over Europe. I'm stronger than them. I'm sure the Soviet Union is stronger than them at this point. They've got a slave revolt that's equal strength to them. It's crazy. So yeah, I made the Soviet Union invade Moscow and the Eastern Caucasus. Then I tried fixing the name of our faction, and it just became Toolpack. I can't change it. It sucks that you can't name your faction. I don't know. Chat, I can't change it. I actually can't change it. There's no way to change it. Gross, this is going to annoy me. Germany has invaded Moscow as well. Oh, the Soviet Union couldn't do it fast enough. Oh. Hey, the Soviet Union got it. Okay. No, the Soviets got it. Right. And then I gave the USSR all of the cores on that former territory in Moscow. And this would prove to be a mistake, as you're going to find out later in the video. So the Soviet Union now gets everything that was east of the slave revolt, because the Germans lost it. Mark all the states of this country and give them cores, I think. Cord. It's all cord. Perfect. They're going to be so strong. Which makes sense. They should core Moscow. Alright. It's the Soviet Union. It's so annoying because this mod always ends when it starts to get good. We now have the Soviet Union reformed. Germany's about to go a slave revolt, and I'm as strong as I've ever been. And there's no content beyond this. But it's okay, because I will make my own content using console commands. I think we're just going to see what the slaves do with Germany. It's very tense right now. Who knows what's going to happen? The slave revolt has more divisions than Germany. That's hilarious. That is so funny. I'm now beginning to think that Germany won't exactly be difficult for us, but another country, the Soviet Union, is going to be a bit of a struggle. Oh my god, I just clicked on the division count of the Soviet Union. 245 now, after coring. Oh my days. I gave them all their rightful cores, and now they're a bit very strong. Come on, oh, the Soviet Union and the slaves are fighting now. They don't like each other. My god, they might get the World War II Polish treatment. I mean, look at this. One side is Germany, one side is the USSR. I don't think it's looking good for them. Anyway, I kept waiting around for something to happen. Maybe the slaves were going to declare war on Germany or vice versa, but no, everything was taking so long. I think Germany is just frozen. They don't know what to do. They see me, they see the slave revolt, they see the Soviet Union, they're like, nah. Can you imagine? I could get the slave revolt to diplomatically join the USSR. Germany finally invaded the slave revolt, and I don't even know if they're going to win this because the slave revolt is pretty powerful and Germany are quite weak right now. However, I would be wrong, and Germany started crushing them immediately, so then I started getting involved. With our combined force, Germany was back on the back foot. However, something happened that I did not see coming. The USSR, with their claims on Belarus, Ukraine, and the Western Caucasus, began invading the slave revolt. In the meantime, I was tearing through Germany as they couldn't cover their border against me and the slave revolt. Oh! We defeated France. Beautiful. It's probably going to be taken mostly by the Soviets since Germany isn't really in a position. Yeah, there it is. The Soviets now had full control of slave territory. They didn't have cores on it, but they had control over it. In the meantime, Germany was on its last legs, and the Soviet Union also invaded to try and capitalize on what land they could take. Alright, 1975. Germany is crumbling. Hey, we defeated Germany. Alright, now it is just the British. Somehow they became a major, so I had to go set up an invasion for them. I've been waiting for this peace deal. Make sure we get Birmingham. Is very important. There we go. Oh my gosh, finally. Okay. Now, unfortunately, you can't make puppets or change governments in this mod's peace deals. You can only annex land. So I gave the Soviet Union pretty much everything they deserve, barely any of it. And I took, well, the majority of Germany and Western Europe. Damn. You never think the Soviet Union versus Italy and TNO. You never see this. Only here on Colonel Cam you'll see this, okay? This is the only place, this is the only channel you're going to see this. I prepared my armies and declared war on the Soviet Union. Okay, so far it's looking good. Look at this map, Mo. Look at this map. Why is there so many victory points? Why is it all dark? Well, it is just railways. Although the invasion was off to an okay start, it began slowing down very quickly. And although my air force was way better than theirs, pushing became harder and harder. Strong. I think I've made them too powerful. I've made them so powerful. I don't know why I have no civilian factories. That's just kind of... Yeah, also for some reason I have no civilian factories at all. Oh god, the Soviet Union is too strong. It's actually too strong. And I don't know what their divisions were made out of. I honestly should have tagged over and had a look so then I could use them for future reference. Because they were tearing through mine. I mean, like, I would reinforce a whole, like, 70 divisions and they would be gone very quickly. I've got no more manpower. And I can't just increase my conscription. What even is our conscription? It's just broadened. Why is it just broadened? I want to increase it. But you can't, because it's bloody TNO. Sooner or later, they started actually pushing me back, and I had to just abandon Germany and focus on defending my homeland. We're down so much manpower. Half of our army is equipped with manpower. The death of democracy. Yeah, we lost. There was no way I was winning. I mean, hey, we beat Germany, which was kind of the main goal. We did restore democracy briefly, so I didn't clickbait you. I know the video's a little short, it's TNO, I can't help it. But if you did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe. I also have a face reveal coming up, so subscribe for that. I mean, whether you just subscribe or not wouldn't change the fact whether I do it, but just subscribe anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.